Hey guys, it's Car Project Central here, and we're doing episode 5 of our mini project. So today we're just going to be draining the extra engine oil that we put in, because if you watch the last episode, we actually undid the wrong sump plug. We did the plug for the transmission fluid, which is just below the transmission. Do not do that. It seems like a common problem that everyone's having on forums, but yeah, try not to do that when you're changing your engine oil. So the engine sump plug should be on the left hand side of your engine bay, not on the right hand side. So this is the engine oil sump, and over there is the transmission fluid sump. So do not get those two mixed up. So that's the bolt that we should have undone, or the plug that we should have undone, and that's what we're going to do today. So the oil is just draining out. Looks like it's pretty thick at the bottom of the sump. Okay, we're just using the last of our engine oil to top up. Make sure we used as much of the new oil as possible. So we're removing the oil filter just to get better access to the fill plug for the transmission. The fill plug is just a little bit down there. I'll show you in a minute once we get the oil filter out. So in order to fix our little screw up, we tried to undo the fill bolt for the transmission, but it's kind of stuck on and it's in a really awkward place. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just fill it in from the bottom, from the drain plug. So we found that a 4mm hose will fit into the drain plug and the overflow tube, so we can keep the overflow tube in as well, just so that we know exactly how much fluid is going in. And what we've done is we bought this little siphon pump, and also this 1 meter 4mm outside diameter hose, and we've put the 4mm hose inside the hose that comes with the pump, and it actually fits in really well. It makes a perfect seal, so it's almost like it was meant to be. So we're going to try this and see if it'll pump the transmission fluid into the pan. Okay, in the end we didn't actually end up using the 4mm hose, because as it turns out the overflow pipe inside diameter is actually a little bit less than that. It's probably a 3mm hose that we needed. So what we did was actually we just removed this overflow pipe, and we used the hose from the siphoning pump directly to go into the sump. And it actually fit really well, and it sealed quite well, and basically that's what we used. So no need to do the 4mm hose. Okay, so we've tried using the siphoning pump and it doesn't really work because the fluid's too thick. But what we've done is we've resorted to having a funnel that attaches to the hose of the siphon pump, and then we're just gravity feeding from the top to the bottom of the transmission. So I'll show you where the line runs to. The line runs all the way down, and there's the siphon pump, which we're not really using, and it goes all the way to the transmission sump. So we're going to feed in around about 2 litres because that's how much came out. If you want to do some measurements, you can. By running the engine for about 20-25 minutes and bringing the transmission up to temperature, and then filling it up until it comes out of the drain plug with the overflow tube attached. But we're not really going to do that because we have a pretty accurate estimation of how much oil or how much transmission fluid came out. So we're just going to put the same amount back in, basically. Alright, we're going to see how it goes. Okay, so we're just doing the last top up of the transmission fluid, and like I said before, we're just topping up a little bit over 2 litres. So this bottle has 4 litres, so we've got just under 2 litres left. Basically we're just topping up a little bit more than what we think we got out of it, because it's going to be easier to drain, especially with the overflow plug. So we'll end up running the engine for a little bit after this, and then open up the transmission drain plug again, and just double check that we don't have extra fluid in there. So should be all good. Alright, we're just giving the transmission a bit of a go. So we're going to go through the gears, make sure it's shifting nicely before we start driving it. Okay, we just went for a test drive and everything seems to be okay. It was a little bit jerky at first, but once the fluid made its way into the transmission and all the gears, it was fine. So we'll just keep an eye on it and see how it goes. We might need to top up the fluid again, but it seems to be okay. So thanks for joining us on trying to fix up our little screw up. See you next episode.